Alright guys, getting back to our review of the Fansproject's Motor Squad Military Multiplexer M3. We've got all the guys here. There's only one thing to do. It's time to combine them. So we're just going to go ahead and get these Stunticons out of the way. And we're left with Motormaster here in his Intimidator mode, as they call it. So we're going to take these two fists, just set them off to the side. We're going to go ahead and take this gun, set it off, and we got to strip Motormaster down to his base components. Again, take these off. That came off easy. Take that out, and bear with me, this guy is pretty big, so we can go ahead and peg those out too, which it probably would have been easier during the review for him if I had just done that. Take these, turn them around, and they should release. This side's gonna give me problems. Well, anyway, whatever. Jerkbag toy giving me issues here. Alright, so we got Motormaster back in his robot mode here. So first thing we want to do is go ahead and split him on that joint at his waist again. And bring his chest piece down. Go ahead and turn this head, because we're going to be pushing from the back here into that cavity I showed you earlier. And we're going to be pushing this little slot here out. What does that do? What's going on here? Might need to leave his head up a little bit, because we want to fold this. Of course, someone's messaging me now. Come on, you. You got to kind of work this head a little bit, because this crest will tend to open up when you do that. So you want to bring this down. Bring the head out, go ahead and spread that crest. Now we're going to take the arms and we're going to fold them, not in the same configuration that we did for his robot mode. What we want to do is bring this up. Is it going to be up? No? Amazing, it actually tells you to close these down in the instructions, which is wrong. So anyway, we're going to do it my way. I'm going to take the hands and rotate them out. Push these back in. Yeah, you get a look at his head there. Push these back in. Now from this part we want to... I'm looking at the instructions because it's kind of fiddly here. Yeah, I'm relying on the instructions too much. So we need to leave this part open. This is the part that's confusing me here. Because this part needs to be out. Crap, I really gotta look at this thing here. Hang on. Okay, so there's what I was doing wrong. This is where you're going to have the head, because he's got a pin over here. And it was easier for me to do that off camera, but yeah, you want to get these parts up. So you want to leave this where it is, bring this around, and actually take it and rotate it on this joint here. So this peg's on the outside now. And you just bring these parts together. It's supposed to kind of go into that screw hole, but that peg really sticks out. So it's just going to go in like that. And there's a tab here and a slot back here. And there's that piece where that round part's going to go. So you're just going to take it and just bring it in, peg that part, and peg this end to that hole in the back. So there, we've got his top half done. Finally, Jason. Anyway, the next thing we can do is take these parts, and bring them up. And there's a little bit of a stress thing I need to show you guys. You can take these parts here and bring them down, but you want to kind of leave these at, or just take them off and unpeg them. But this part, this tab got a little stressed. You're going to want to bring them at an angle, because you're going to need to get them past here. You know what? We're popping them off. I was wondering how long it would take me, but I've had enough. I have had a damn enough. So anyway, take this piece and rotate it around. And then take it here and rotate it again. So basically you have to get it looking like this. So you're going to collapse this, and that hole is going to allow for that little hinge piece there to go in. Take this and bring them together. They snap together well. Now you see those skirts here are going to be used for, you know. So anyway, this part here, you want to take these and peg them in, and then bring them up. I've got them on the wrong side. Now these slots are going to peg in down here. That's why I was saying leave them at an angle, so you can get them up there. And that's not right either. Just a pain in the ass on this part sometimes. See, now I'm starting to question, do they actually go up here? They do. These parts are supposed to peg in, like right here, and it seems to be just giving me some issues here. Okay, so I just had it on the wrong side. So I had it on the right side before. So yeah, peg these in. I apologize for the confusion. It's just that this guy kind of tends to get that way sometimes. Why won't you do what you're supposed to do here? Because these parts have to go in here, and they have to tab in here, but I can't get that part to go. Oh! These are on sliders. The instructions don't tell you those are on sliders. If they do, well, maybe I missed it. Anyway. And there you go, and that part marries up there. So, pin this back in. I feel stupid. Feel real stupid. Don't judge me, guys. Whatever, judge me. Like and subscribe, that's what you should do. So there. Now we've got that part done. That's pretty much the back part. Now back to these legs, because they get a little fiddly too. You want to take the back panels here and open them up, because we need to get to that peg that's inside. Bring these wheels out a bit. You want to take these feet, rotate this out, because we only did like the 90 degree. We're going to go all the way now. Bring this back, and then take the foot, and that little area where they've left for the peg to go in there, you just want to take that around and peg it into the where this little hole is on the window. There we go. And just make sure it's flush. Probably do that before you peg it in. So that part's done. It's going to look like that. So anyway, continue to go all the way to 180. Bring the foot down, around, and just rotate it and plug it in. There you go. Now we're going to take this part here and unpeg it from here, because all of this is going to rotate up. And remember that triple hinge it was on? You're just going to kind of fold it in, work it up. Bring this peg down because that's going to be his and then you can plug that back into there. So same thing, bring it up and in. And there you have the legs on backwards. No, I didn't do it wrong. This part just pegs into the front here. There's a little tab there. And you just plug that in there. So that's going to keep your joints together. It's going to help the solidity. Because once these are all tabbed in, it's pretty solid here. So that's the back of the robot and here's the front. So anyway, we're just going to get that out of the way. Or we can take this last part here, this little chest piece, bring this down, bring these wheels in. And that tab that was on Minosaur's head, well, that hole that's on the back of Minosaur's head, it's got a tab right here. We're just going to take that tab and put it in to the head here. I kind of just put my finger back there so I can actually plug it in. There you go. So now let's get on to the other connection points. So here's the back half of the trailers that we took off. You're going to want to take this and bring it up. And then you want to take this part and fold it down and bring it to the back, and then take these and drop it and collapse them. There's a little dovetail that needs to go together on this, so just there you go. Now, and also one of the cool things about these little black bits, they're actually rubber. Just little rubber pieces that will help keep him stable in his robot mode. So you want to take this out and sandwich them together, and there you have a foot. And one thing I've noticed is like this part here, it'll kind of, you got to kind of bring it up into there just to flatten it out because it kind of frictions together. But when it does, I mean, there you go. Anyway, that's the wrong piece. Where's the other back half? It's right underneath my camera. So anyway, same thing, bring this up. Bring these down and around. Take the feet. Bring them out. And then, like I said, those two tabs in there, just kind of pinch them together. So now we got two big feet there. Next, you want to take these portions here, and you're not going to really do anything to them. They're just going to stay exactly how they are. You're just going to bring this up. And now these actually tab in where I had them tabbed earlier. And you don't have to leave these missile pods out. You can fold those back. No, you can't fold them back in. Not now. So you bring these out a little bit. So you can bring this up and just fold them back in. Now you're going to want these pegs here on the front. So just take them, and there's two slots where those big honking guns were, and you just push them together. And there you have the bottom set of his legs, and it's the same joint system that was up on the arms. You're going to want to take it, there's the key mark, take it in there and rotate it around. And one thing I will say for this guy, he has got some really great tightness on his lower joints here. That kind of came out there. And he stands very solidly, even though it looks a little lopsided here. So there we go. Didn't have one of the feet put together all the way. Bring those out a little bit. So yeah, he's getting tall now. And yes, they did kind of cheat. They put the legs right there, so yeah, what are you gonna do? Okay, so then we just start bringing back in the guys here. So we've got T-bone here. We just want to take this and bring those little panels out and kick that one forward a little bit. Now he's got these 3 pegs right here, which are going to correspond to these, well, these 3 holes here is going to correspond to these 3 pegs. And all you do is just take him and plug him in, hopefully. There you go. Yeah, he just sits on the front of the leg, you know. It's not great, but hey. I was wondering about how the leg situation was going to go on these guys, and I didn't see that coming. But for what it does, it works. Take that same thing. He's got the same 3 pegs. And they all have those 3 pegs, by the way. You can put any one of these on any part of the leg. His upper leg has come untabbed when I picked him up, so. Okay, so gotta be a little more careful there. So yeah, we'll just plug him. We'll bring it around here. I was trying to plug him in too low. There we go. There we go. So now those are sitting solid on there. Show you what they look like. And now let's move up to the top of the figure. Now, what you got left over with these joints here, got 2 of those. Those are going to go into the shoulder pieces. So for the sake of now we're going to go ahead and do this the hard way. Dang it, I hate doing things the hard way. Anyway, let's start with the one that's the biggest pain in the butt. This one. Take down force here. Pull this windshield as far forward as can go. Bring these down so you can get the feet out without popping them off. There we go. And close him back up. Or her, depending on your continuity. You want to bring these down and take the wheels and rotate them back down. These are actually going to hold our hands in. Bring these in. Let's go ahead and separate the legs. Go ahead and bring these in and tab them in just like we did for robot mode. And take the tab. You're really going to want to tab these in now because it's going to help keep the fist stable. So a little tab that was going into the wheel that we showed on the review earlier. Yeah. Just go ahead and make sure that's slid in there real good. So the wheels are locked in. They're not going anywhere. You want to take the waist and just bring it around like this, and that's going to become our elbow joint. So now let's take a hand. Let's take the left hand. That's actually the right hand. I feel stupid. Anyway. And you want to take the hole in the hand, and does that go up or down is what I'm trying to figure out here. It goes down. So take this, rotate it down, and push it right into the... Doesn't peg too well in there. Pegs in better on that side just to hold it in. And then take the legs, bring them together, rotate those up and out of the way, and there you go. You got your hand joint here. Take one of these, and he's got 2 tabs on the sides of the car here that are going to go right into this part. You're just going to kind of bring them over on both sides, and there you go. Once it's tabbed in, bring this part up and peg it into the 3 slots there, or 1 peg and 2 slots. And there you got an arm. So you want to take that arm, because this was the one that was the pain in the butt. Get on there. Of course that happened. There we go. Just bring it in, rotate it down. That should lock the wheel in. You want to make sure these stay together, because that gives your hand a little bit of articulation. Put this damn thing back on there. Okay, and here comes the easiest one. That's why I like this guy so much. Bring down, bring around, you gotta pull these pieces out. I did that again. Did it on the review form. Bring these forward and take the bottom feet part and bring them in, and then close this up. And you got a joint in the middle there. And I believe his is actually going to be positioned up. Nope, it's positioned down too. Rotate this hand down. Pin that in right there. Open up the hands a little bit. It's probably too close to the camera. Watch what I was doing. Peg that in. And I didn't actually have to move these. Could have left those in. The instructions tell you to leave those closed because you can actually take that part of the gun and put it in there. But I don't like that, because then he does not have his big honking gun. Get these parts to tab together. And there we are. And his actually secures a lot better than drag strip over here. And you got the same pins on the side, so we're going to do the same thing we did for drag strip or downforce. It even goes on easier. Bring this up, got the hole and tab system over here as well. And there we are. And of course this arm is going to go on, no problem. And there, my friends, is the M3, or Minosaur as we know him. And yes, just a really good looking robot from head to toe here. Oh yeah. Just really, really great looking. Let's go ahead and take a look at that mug there. Digging it. I love the big shoulder pads on the side. It looks like I don't have those pegged in all the way though. So let me see what I can do about that. There we go. Just move them down a little bit. Like I say, he does have his big sword, which we can put in any hand. It's got that tab in there. Put that in his hand, and all those fingers are articulated. It looks like one of the wheels came out over here, or it's just not tabbed in tight enough. And then of course you got the big gun, which now we just take this part and bring it down and lock it in there. And I think I have this on backwards now, because sorry, I want this thing to go on there properly, because you can take this and see, I want that to go like that. So there you go. You kind of want to position it like this so that got to bring this thumb down, slide it into the hand. So now he holds this big honking gun, which seems like I have it wrong still. Looking through instructions. Nope, that was not supposed to be in there like that. It stays in the part that I had it in. So bring that on and so yeah, I had it right the first time. You just want to take that and bring it in and collapse it, work pegs in, and then it's on there. So yeah, big old rifle here. Big sniper rifle. Now as far as articulation, like I said, he has some really nice ankle joints here. There's a ball joint and then there's a ratchet joint as well. Help him get some positions. You can bend him at the knee, at the joint here. Everything else should stay tabbed in. You got a swivel at the hip. You got those same ball joints that were on Motormaster. That's the one bad thing about the upper legs. They will tab out. He does maintain his waist articulation. One of them at least. The arms are on these nice ratchet joints that will go out. Not that far, but they will go out. The elbows are double jointed, just due to the way of the legs are on the robots. And his head is on a ball joint too. It kind of rotates up and down on the hinge that's used for the transformation, but he does have a ball joint in there too. So yeah, awesome figure, and sorry this review took so long. This is one of my bigger ones. Literally, quite literally, this is one of my bigger reviews. And I'm just, this part seems to have gotten untabbed over here. There we go, we fixed that. And the gun fell out. Let's bring him on for a straight shot here, and for comparison, here he is with Classics Optimus Prime. So yeah, kind of big. Optimus is kind of big for him, but hey, you know. Here he is with Classic Skids down there. Now for a better comparison, here he is with Jetwing Optimus, which we'll bring in. And see, he's still bigger than Jetwing Optimus, so yeah. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bring in Fansproject's Crossfire. Now, don't these guys look awesome together? I know they made the Superion set. I never got that one, and these are some of my biggest combiners right here. So yeah, they look good together. I kind of wish Bruticus was a little bit bigger, but hey, this was the past. This is the future. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging with me. I know this was a long review for hanging out for part 4, and you know, putting up with the mistakes that I made. But yeah, this is the Fansproject's Minister. If you go over to TF Source, you can get all of them right now. It is a pricey figure. It did take a while for us to get this guy together, but I gotta say, he is very awesome, and he was worth the wait and the price tag a bit. If you got a deal on the Motormaster if you got the pre-order early though, so you know, yeah, there's that. So anyway, guys, I'm Jason the X for SCNS Live. Go ahead and check out our show, like, subscribe, and share our videos. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.